Welcome back to another policy moment. I recently had an opportunity to interview Acting Inspector General Charles Wright, the head of the Office of the Inspector General OIG with the Illinois Department of Human Services. I'd like to start by saying that Acting Inspector General Wright is a warm and engaging person, and didn't shy away from any of my questions. I'll now summarize what I learned from my interview. My first question was asking about OIG, or the Office of the Inspector General. We often hear news reports about the OIG, but most of us do not know exactly what OIG does. Acting Inspector General Wright was asked to share about the Office of the Inspector General and what role this agency plays for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities receiving services in Illinois. OIG does investigations of abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation in agencies or facilities that support people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They get complaints and go to the agency to investigate the complaint. If they determine the complaint is criminal, they bring the police in to do their work first. When the police finish their investigation, the Office of the Inspector General continues their own investigation. After OIG finishes their investigation, they write a report on their findings, which could include recommendations for the agency or facility. It is rare that OIG does an investigation alongside the police. OIG also does site visits where they go to a facility and look around, focusing on one topic. If they find something wrong, they let the facility know about it and help them fix it. Site visits are done at facilities on a yearly basis by law. My next question for Acting Inspector General Wright was why he wants to be the Acting Inspector General, and his abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities on his priority list. Acting Inspector General Wright served as a prosecutor, which required him to investigate crimes and determine if people had to go to jail. These decisions weigh heavily on him. As head of OIG, he can investigate, but he does not determine if people are punished or if they go to jail. Because he likes to help people, he can use his energies to help improve things for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Acting Inspector General Wright likes that he can focus on helping people, and he doesn't have to decide what action needs to be taken in terms of punishment and prison time. One thing that really stood out for me is Acting Inspector General Wright saying when we don't protect people who really need to be protected, that is society's failure. Some time ago, the Acting Inspector General attended a meeting of the ARC of Illinois' Going Home Coalition. In the meeting, there was a discussion about state-operated developmental centers, SODC. My third question for Acting Inspector General Wright was inspired by that discussion. The question is about the process of reporting issues of SODC. Acting Inspector General Wright said that OIG hears about things from complaints and allegations. OIG focuses on investigating allegations of abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation. They do not investigate all complaints that are related to care. Instead, they send many complaints to other agencies like the Division of Developmental Disabilities to be checked out. OIG does see and use all allegations and complaints to learn what is happening at the state-operated developmental centers. This ends part one of my interview. My next policy moment will share the rest of my interview with Acting Inspector General Wright. I hope you like this kind of policy moment because it gives us a good idea how the Office of the Inspector General helps people with intellectual and developmental disabilities in Illinois. I will see you in the next policy moment.